Have you looked at your calendar? There are only 6 weeks left in 2015. But on this Sunday before Thanksgiving, we're thankful that there's still enough time to create a beautiful smile to greet the new year. Dentist Steve Marsh is here with ways to begin to grin again before we turn the page to 2016.
That was a great introduction. Thanks, Lori.
Well, the clock is ticking, but you have timely ways to kind of restyle our look, right?
Yeah, we do. And one of the reasons we do it is towards the end of the year, whether it's because somebody has insurance they haven't used or they just decided, you know, if there's a time to do it, let's do it now. So we have a lot of people come in at the end of the year, and sometimes it takes a little time, sometimes, you know, 6 weeks, whatever. So this is a perfect time to get started. And we thought we'd start with something easy.
A quickie, easy one, right?
Quick, easy whitening, because there's a lot of holiday parties. So this is how we do whitening in our office. This is Zoom whitening. You hear about it a lot. It takes about an hour and a half. That patient is sitting watching TV. Maybe an old golden opportunity segment, not old, but former one or earlier one. And literally in an hour and a half, you can really change the teeth quite a bit. It works better as you're younger. As you get older, it'll brighten them. It doesn't get them as white as we'd like. And then after the whitening, we usually have them maintain that color, and the way you do it is with whitening trays and the gel. So we do that, and the patient will wear it for a half hour every month. If people lighten their hair or do their nails, it's a good time to do it.
Oh, that's a good reminder. Yeah. So another time-easy way to do things is bonding.
Yeah, so sometimes people come in because they've chipped a tooth, they've broken a tooth, they don't like the color of a tooth. This is sort of interesting. A patient of mine was actually in London, was coming down some marble stairs and actually lost her footing, came and fractured that tooth. And the question was, how do we restore it? She actually saw a friend of mine who's a dentist in London. He put something temporarily on it. She came back home. This was in one appointment. It took us about 30 minutes to get the shade right. We did some reshaping. She had some whitening previously, and we were able to add that on. And Lori, this is a case that you don't necessarily have to go to a crown or a veneer. This was done with hand bonding, and it's worked beautifully.
It's amazing.
So this is, we're talking about time as being of the essence. So this is a young lady whose sister was getting married, and she didn't like the way her lower teeth looked. She also didn't like the way her upper teeth looked. So in one appointment, it took about 2 hours. You can see if the lower teeth before and after. Isn't that an amazing result? That's just by reshaping, no orthodontics involved. So we did that first to get that alignment correct. And then in the upper arch, we did some gum contouring. We do that now with a laser. It's instant, boom, boom, no problems, and got her that beautiful result with bonding.
Wow. Veneers are another alternative. Can that be done within the 6 weeks here we're talking about?
So it usually is a 2-week turnaround between the time we start and the time we plan it. Here's a patient who came to me. This was last year, before the end of the year. She didn't like the way her teeth stood out. She didn't like the way they had moved as she had gotten older. This is somebody who was in her early 50s, didn't like the color, and so this was all with veneers. The lowers, we did a little reshaping, not much. In the upper, we reshaped the teeth, did porcelain veneers. She had about a 2-week turnaround time. We can sometimes do it less if we need to, but we had the option. And this was somebody else who actually had a health savings account, and before the end of the year, she said, I've hated my teeth my whole life. I knew what you did on my daughter. Let's do it. These are porcelain veneers. We went wide on it. She had always wanted them whiter to give her that bright smile in her early 70s.
Is money a factor as well?
It's always a factor. I mentioned health savings. I mentioned insurance. If you don't use either of those, you lose it. So whether you have insurance to use up or a health savings account, the end of the year is a wonderful time to come in and see if you can utilize your finances and get the dental work done that you've always wanted.
That's excellent. Thankfully, time is still on your side. If you want to say Happy New Year with a stunning smile, but you don't want to wait, you can do some restyling of your smile before the end of the year. Give Steve a call. His number is coming up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com.